Um, Hopefully, you are able to locate me for this live. I will be sharing how to self publish your book. So, that is what we will be covering today. So, get ready, get ready, get ready. I am Kathleen Hearod. I am a author and I am a consultant for anyone who would like to self publish their own book. So, give me just a second here. I need to do something else. Give me 1 second. One little second here. I'm gonna have to do double duty. One second. I think I got enough juice here. All right. So sorry about that. Sorry for the delay. So good morning. I will be sharing with you this morning the self how to self publish your own book. So thank you for joining me. Um, It's kind of weird because I'm on Facebook Live, but I'm also using Restream, so I'm not sure how this is coming through. However, let's get started. So my name is Kathleen Hearod. I am a self-published author, and I want to teach you today how you can, to show you how you can become a self-published author as well. So I'm going to take you through all of the steps of becoming a self-published author, all the things that you need to check the box off and make sure that you have. And I'm going to give you all the nuts and the bolts and all the gems so that you can publish your book. So, again, my name is Kathleen Hearod. I'm a author and consultant for self-publishing books. My books have had me featured on Fox 2 News, such as Hurt People Help People, and on podcasts all across the globe, including the UK. And I've also been invited to a conference in the UK as well. I have another book called So You Think You Want to Have Sex. I have another book called Things I Wish I Knew and the Legacy Workbook as well. You can find all of my books on Amazon. My books have turned into or been used for curriculum at schools, and I have been featured in many events, including health events. So, self publishing can be a gateway for you to not only get your work out and have your voice heard, but it can also be a way for you to have impact in your community as well as families. And I'm all about the family and all of that. So, it depends on what you write your book about, but writing your book is the beginning of what you need to do to get the whole process started, right? So you do have to write, right? Okay. So I want you to have this experience because, and I want to give you these details because I want you to write your own book so you can do what I'm about to do right now. And that is one day be able to pull your book off the shelf. My book is also, all of my books are also in the National Library database. So you literally can go to any library and you can request my books, Kathleen Hearod, and they will get those books to you because we are cataloged in the National Library System. I know, right? And I can advise you and talk to you a little bit about more about that as well. So I'm going to throw this out there just so you will know. So I do have a TBI, a traumatic brain injury. So during this whole show or whatever, you may hear me stumble over words. You may see me pause. I might even need to take a break. I don't know how this is going to go. So, but hey, this is a passion of mine. So many people have asked me to help them to um, to get them started in the self-publishing journey so that they could write their books. So, hey, I just wanted to do this. So let's get started. And I'm going to take you through this webinar. I've kind of already got it set up, and I will be on here live with you the whole time. If you would like to chat or you have any questions, please type them in the comments. I will be able to see those questions and I will answer them accordingly. Okay. So thanks for joining me on this live. If you are watching the replay, thank you for watching the replay as well. All right. So let's get this Saturday morning started. It's a little bit after 9, right on time. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is share my screen. So let me get my screen open and ready. There we go. All right, perfect. And let's get it started. Hopefully you can hear this video playing. To the self-publishing webinar. My name is Kathleen Hearod. I am a self-published author and consultant. This self-publishing webinar is all about teaching aspiring authors how to become a self-published author and list their books on Amazon. What we will talk about. We will talk about getting the work done, write the book components, it's a process, uploading to KDP, a summary of key learnings, and checking for understanding. We will go through each step thoroughly. By the end of the webinar, you will have the information you need to begin your journey as a self-published author. Hello, everyone. I am here to help you complete your book and get it listed on KDP Amazon. I am a 4-time self-published author who has been featured on Fox News, podcasts, and events across the globe. I help aspiring authors list their books on KDP Amazon. What is our objective? Our goal is to boost your confidence as an author by providing you with information to make your dream a reality. By following these simple steps, you will have the knowledge to begin your writing journey and successfully upload your manuscript to KDP Amazon. The benefits of this training: you will learn all of the components of a book, learn how to get the writing done, finish the book you started with less stress, trust the process, become a self-published author. Let's get the work done. Number 1 is write the book. Have a day and time to write. Decide what to write about. Hold the title. So you want to set aside time to actually write your book. That means choose a day and a time where you will discipline yourself to sit in a quiet space so that you can get writing done. For me, I like to play a little jazz music. It always sets the atmosphere, and I pretty much can flow with my writing. So if music helps you, quiet helps you, good lighting helps you to write, do whatever it takes for you to set the environment for your writing gift to flow. Decide what to write about. So are you writing fiction, nonfiction, a novel, a mystery, horror, how-to, whatever you're going to write about, figure that out. Do you want to speak in first person, second person, third person? Do you want to narrate the story? Figure that part out. And some of this may change as you're writing, but it's good to determine how you want to write so that you won't have to go back and make so many changes, and you will not get lost in your writing because you know how you're writing that book, whether it's first person, second person, third person. If you want to write it, like I said, as the narrator, hold the title. So a lot. Okay, so I'm going to pause right there because I do want to kind of go over what I just talked about. So make sure you have a calendar. Okay, this is important. If you're actually going to write, the first thing you need to invest in is a calendar. Now, this is a simple calendar that you literally plug dates into. So you can have something as simple as this. You don't have to make it complicated. And write down the days you're actually going to work on your book and the time. Because if you're serious about writing, and I believe you are, you really have to carve out time to get the work done. A lot of times you'll hear people talk about brain freeze and all of that. That's because you're distracted. And if you're distracted and you don't bring yourself into a place where you can flow, then you will have that cluttered brain where you cannot write. And just start writing. You might be writing something at first that doesn't even make sense, but then once you start and keep writing, then your writing skills will kick in and you will start focusing on what you need to write about. Okay, so I just wanted to emphasize that point. Seriously, take it seriously when it comes to scheduling time to actually write. Okay, all right, I'm going back to the side. A lot of people want to know, well, how do I figure out a title? I say hold the title. You can write you a title out right now if you like. I wouldn't worry about it because a lot of times it's good to have a title to help you stay focused on what you want to write about. However, oftentimes the title of the book changes over time. By the time you complete the work, you may come up with a totally different title. So don't let that stress you out. List each component of the book. So there are different parts of a book. You have the information that's in the front of the book, like your publication page. You may have a preface for your book or a preface. Some say you may have a dedication page that you would like to include in your book, or a what's the other thing that they have at the front of the book? It's not a dedication page. Anyway, I can't recall it at this time, but you may have that at the front of your book. And you're going to have your title page. You are going to have your table of contents. Oh, a forward. That's what I meant to say. You may have someone write you a forward in the front of the book. Those are normally the items that are placed at the front of the book. The next part of the book is the body of the book. So this is the material you have actually written, and it is the body or the work of the book, your literary work. So that is your chapters, and all of that, your chapters and all of your content, your paragraphs, that's the body of the book. Then you have the back of the book. So at the end of your book, you're going to do an about the authors. You may have a works cited page. And then you're going to have like a little publication page that says where the book was written, where the work was created. And that will be like, it'll say like the United States, Kissimmee, Florida, or wherever you're writing your book. And it's going to give a month and year. So that's at the end of the book. And then you have the very back of the book where you might have about the author or a summary of the book that's on the actual outside of the book cover. Okay? All right. So those are all three parts of the book. What's in the front of the book, the body of the book, and then the back of the book. Okay? All righty. The next thing you're going to do is upload your work to Amazon KDP or KDP Amazon. So what I would like for you to do is keep a journal or a file. Get real technical with this. Keep really good notes as you go through the process, okay? And then you're going to write down your information. So the title of your book, how many pages are in the book, all that information, your ISBN if you have one. Okay. In KDP, they will provide you with an ISBN so you don't have to worry about that. And then you're going to open a KDP account. Like I said, when you... Okay, so for those who don't know, I am live on my regular Facebook page, which is KH Conscious Coach. I'm not sure if you can see it if you're watching the event on the event page. So hopefully go over to my regular Facebook page. Let me see if I can write any notes here. Yeah, I'm actually live on my regular Facebook page. I could not tie it into this, so I don't know how to do that. So I'm on my regular Facebook page. So I'm sorry, but I had to shift the event, if that makes any sense. I'm gonna leave this on live. I don't even know if you'll be able to hear from this page. So the direction is to go over to my regular Facebook page and actually watch the event. Sorry, because this is gonna be crummy. All right. Open that KDP account that will allow you to create your own ISBN if you do not have one. So do not worry about that, okay? That's up to you. When you open that account, you're going to use all of the information from your book. So the date of publication, you're going to use your title, a subtitle if you have one, and we're going to get into what you will need for KDP later. Okay, now it's time for you to write the book. Yay! Listen, believe in yourself. If I could do it, you can do it. And I did it. My books got me a seat on Fox News and at a lot of events and podcasts and all types of events across the globe. I kid you not. Okay? So write the book. It is a gift that God gave you. It is something that has been on your mind for a while. Why not make it a real thing? Now, you can do this. You got this. Really take really good notes. If you haven't started taking notes already, make sure you are taking really good notes. Now, I'm going to send you this webinar. All you have to do is email me and say, hey, I would like the webinar for the playback. I want the replay. And I will send you this webinar. Just send me an email that says, I want the replay. Okay? You're going to get my email at the end. So, write now. Okay? Discipline actually works. One of the things I learned early on with writing, I read an article and it talked about the best way to write if you're an author and get your book done. And the number one thing it said was schedule a day and time each week to write. For me, I worked, so when I got off work on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I had from 5 to 7 to work on my book. Between 5 and 7, I had to turn on my jazz music, face my computer, which was, against the wall, and focus. That was my time to focus on Tuesdays and Thursdays, okay? I let the whole house know, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 to 7, that's my writing time, okay? So schedule a day and time each week to write and track your writing. Another thing I'm going to provide you with is I will provide you with a daily list. So you want to create a daily list so that you can track your activity and your achievements. So let's just say your goal is to write for 2 hours. Well, do you actually sit down and try to write for 2 hours? You'll be able to check mark that on your daily achievements. Was your goal to write 1,200 words every time you sat down to write during your 2 hour window? Then you would check, hey, I made it to 1,200 words or however many words you achieved. Is your goal to finish a chapter a week or a day? Then you can add that to your goals, okay? So you will be receiving a daily achievement list for the days that you actually work on your book. So start by keeping a record. I'm just now talking about that. Track your work. This will motivate you to reach your milestones and ultimately your goal of completing your book. Okay? So we really want to get you started. We want to help you get started, and we want to help you keep your momentum, because you're going to need, a boost of energy. You're going to need some wind under your wings to keep you going. Okay? So just be ready for that. Okay. Now we're going to talk about your achievements. So before we move on to the next part, I do want to emphasize, like I said, having a calendar. And the reason why, is because you really want to track your success. Okay. Part of your frustration when it comes to writing is that you feel like you're not really reaching any milestones. And although you can physically see it in front of your face, if you did write or if you didn't write, you want to still keep a record because you want to know that you are meeting your milestones. So like I said, if your goal is to write 1,200 words a week, we want to help you track that so that you can stay on task. So what I'm going to provide you with, all you need to do is send me your email and phone number and just say self-publishing webinar. So if you just say self-publishing webinar and send me your email and phone number, I'm going to send you a free template, right? So that you can track your success. And you can see for yourself, hey, if you want to say, I'm not getting my book done, you can go back and you can look at your tracking, right? And see, why am I missing? Why have I not progressed? Why am I not done with chapter 1? Oh, well, this week I only did 200 words. I only sat down, one time for 30 minutes. I really want you to develop your discipline to actually sit down and write and get the work done. So we're going to send you a free template so you can track your activity while you are writing your book. Just send me your email and phone number, okay? And more to come. I got a lot of freebies with this webinar. And I see someone ask a question. The question is, what if you already wrote a book and got it published but need more books? How does that go? So whoever published your book, you can take your book to any printer that you want to, okay? I'm going to talk about how KDP Amazon works, but you can take your book that you own the rights to any printer, and they can print your book. And you can get as many copies as you like, okay? All right, thanks for the question. So let's just say your goal is to write for 2 hours. Well, did you actually sit down and try to write for 2 hours? You will be able to check mark that on your daily achievements. Was your goal to write 1,200 words every time you sat down to write during your 2 hour window? Then you would check, hey, I made it to 1,200 words or however many words you achieved. Is your goal to finish a chapter? There's a little writing right there to your left hand side. That's your publication page. Let me go back just a little bit. Okay. Now we're going to talk about the book components. Know your parts before you start for ebooks and print. We're going to go over this rather quickly because I've already touched on this. In the front of the book, if you notice on this image that you see here below, you can see on that page, there's a little writing right there to your left-hand side. That's your publication page. It basically has and I hope I'm calling by the right name. I'm sorry if I'm not. It basically has the title of your book, who wrote the book, what year they wrote the book. It's pretty much all your copyright information. Okay? And then you put a little note in there that says, hey, I don't give anybody permission to recreate this book or share this content, blah, 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 whatever you're going to say, unless you get express written permission from me. Okay, so I'm going to pause right there because I do want to actually show you guys what this page looks like. I'm on two different cameras, so bear with me. I do want to show you what this page actually looks like. So this is a book that I just helped an author with, okay? It's a poetry book, and it is published on KDP Amazon. It's called Poetry from the Heart of Mr. Peace. So this is adult poetry. It's really dope. It's really good. So definitely check out the book, get the book. But also I want to show you what I'm talking about in terms of the page. So this is the page. So your book has many different parts. I just recently got another new client and they submitted their book to me with no parts, right? You got to have all the bones. Your content that you write is the muscle, but you have to have all of the bones in the book as well. So a part of that is this page right here. Okay, as you can see, it has all of the author's information. Okay, and I'm trying to put it so you can kind of see it. But you'll see this in the front of all books, right? It's basically your copyright information. It's the ownership of the book is really what it is. Okay, so you can see there it has. Look, I can't read backwards. Poetry from the Heart of Peace. It has copyright 2024 by Alfonso Peace. All rights reserved. Printed in the United States of America. No part of this book may be used or reproduced in any manner whatsoever without written permission. For written consent, email the author. I'm listed as the consultant for the book. My company is. And then you have the ISBN number, and it was printed in the United States of America. Okay, you see that? So that's one part of the book. Okay, you need that page. You can't skip over that. Okay, let's keep going. And then you'll leave a little contact information. Okay, then at the front of the book, you also have your ISBN number in that little section. Some people use their email. You'll say whether it was a self-published book, whether it was independent, whatever your credentials are in that area. So look at the front of any book, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Then, like I said, you'll do your preface or preface, however you say it, your foreword, if you have one, your dedication page, if you have one, your title page. All books have a title page. Some people have two. I have two. It's the title page by Kathleen Hearod, and then I have just the title, like on the next page. Okay, and you can also have acknowledgments. You can have an acknowledgement page as well. So you have your preface, dedication, acknowledgement, introduction page, whatever you want to put at the front. Some of these, the title page, those are your nuts and bolts. Those are the bones of your book, okay? All right. Why people do that, I don't know. To me, it was just aesthetics, and I liked it. So, and then you're going to have your table of contents. Your table of contents must be numbered. Some people, when they write books, I don't know the reason why, but they forget to do their table of contents. I don't know why, but you have to do your table of contents, list each chapter and what chapter number it is and what page that chapter begins on. All of that is required, especially for KDP Amazon, and especially if you're doing an ebook. Okay? All right. And you got to have a book cover. We're going to talk about that in a minute, so just hold on. The body, the content you wrote, the pages have to be numbered. There has to be a gap margin, okay? Title, layout, and you need to know your book size. So you need to know what size you're going to print this book in, whether that's going to be a 5 by 5 by 8 and a half, whether it's going to be an 8.5 by 11, 6 by 9, 4 by 6, whatever book size you choose, you need to know, because you need to make sure your font is properly arranged on the page so it is readable. If your font is too small, it's going to present your readers with a problem, with an issue. They're going to have to use a magnifying glass, because your font, if you're trying to place 1,200 words on one page, your font is going to be like a 6. Very tiny. So, and I'm just throwing a number up in the air. So, but you get what I'm saying? You want to make sure you know what book size you're going to use, because you need to know how to use your typesetting, right? How to do your layout, your typesetting, which means your font and all of that. Okay? It has to be on the page where people can read it. And it has to be nicely laid out. It can't be all ran together. So writing is very technical. So, yeah. You have to have a gap margin. So let's go back and talk about that gap margin. As you can see the book in the diagram below, in the picture below, in the center of that book, your words can easily be cut off. They can be cut off because they can run into that edge. And then whoever has your book has to try to bend it and flex it as wide open as they can so that your words are not in the gutter. So a lot of times people like to center their pages, and that's okay when you're starting off a manuscript, but you will have to create a gap margin because your book has to be bound, and it's usually bound on the left-hand side. So when your book is bound to actually make it a book, and let's just say they're using saddle stitching or whatever they're going to use to bind your book on the side, then when they do that, you need room. You need to adjust that margin so all of the pages can fit and they can create a spine for your book, right? But when they open your book, it needs to be able to open and they can see the words. So you need a little extra room right there in the center of your pages. So you have to create what they call a gap margin. The back of the book. So at the back of the book, we already said you have an About the Artist page. You're going to have your contact information in there. You have a works cited page or a site page. Say like you reference to a YouTube video in your book, or you made a reference from an article, or you made a direct quote from someone. You have to give them credit. If not, that is plagiarism. You have to show your resources. So all of your cited work has to be listed in the back of the book. And then you have like your publication information. Again, your book was made in the United States or wherever you are. You could have been in the UK, you could have been in Australia. I don't know. This is just for the United States of America. So you have like made in the USA, Kissimmee, Florida, or whatever city and state you live in. And then you'll have the date. It'll be the month and the year. So that those are all of your book components that go into one book and the things you need to understand. So I am going to send you a list once you email me about the self-publishing webinar. You will also receive a book content list page. So you can check off the list and make sure you have all of the components of your book. Okay? So that's a daily list for your activities during the day. And then there's a content list, a book content list. You'll get both of those. All right. The next thing you need to... Okay, so you're going to get a daily log sheet to track your activity and make sure you're writing your book. And then you're going to get a book checklist to make sure you have all the parts to your book, all the bones to your body of work. Okay. So we're going to give you those two templates free. Just email us your name and phone email address, your name, email address, and phone number. And we will send you those templates absolutely free. You're going to love them. I wish I had them when I was writing my book. Understand is it's a process. Okay? A lot of people try to rush the process. They think they can make a book in a couple of days. If everything goes absolutely, you know, nothing goes unhinged and everything is absolutely perfect. If you've already written a book and it's already, it's already been proofread and all of that, okay, maybe you can get the book actually on KDP within a few days. Maybe. If it's already put together, it's already proofread, the files are already ready to upload. If all of that is perfect, you can upload your book to KDP. It's ready. It's ready to go. If not, just understand it's a process. There are actual human beings working on your book. Sometimes a kid gets sick. Sometimes they mess up a file. Sometimes they have a heavy workload. Can't get to you as fast as they thought they were. Things happen. Be patient and know and understand it's a process. So you have your book cover design. Remember I said we were going to talk about that. When it comes to your book cover design, you want to have that professionally made. Now, there are freelance websites like Upwork and Fiverr and, a lot of different people who do book cover designs. You may choose to go with either of those, okay? At LIBM, we do use third-party resources that we have used over the years that work for us. And you can actually use our services for all of your needs. We are here for you. That is a part of what we offer. Okay? You can also create your own book cover on the on the KDP Amazon platform. So once you set up your KDP account, you can actually use that account, and inside that account, as you're uploading your manuscript, they're going to ask you, do you need to create a book cover? And you can create one inside of KDP. Now, what you need to understand is it's a basic cookie cutter format. So it's a plug and play type of situation. They're going to give you space for a title. You can plug in a title right there. You can kind of move it up and down on the page and kind of left and right. You can change the colors. You can change the font. But it's pretty much going to be cookie cutter. And they give you a few choices. So, play around with it. See if it's something that you like. If not, then you may want to choose to have someone make your book cover. We can make you and we can design you a book cover. Okay. Okay, so let me talk about a little bit about the book cover. This is a complicated book cover. I paid good money for this book cover. It was written just for this book, Salon Stories, Life as a Way of Cutting You. Now, these are all stories about life and events, and it's a good mother-daughter book, okay? I repurposed this book and changed the title of it to Things I Wish I Knew. So if you get the book Salon Stories, it's the same book as Things I Wish I Knew. Kind of neat, huh? Yeah. So it's the same book, but I just gave it like a new purpose. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that later in the video. But the thing I want you to know is that, you definitely want to make sure, you have all of that together. Hold on 1 second. Am I on the wrong thing here? Yep, I am. 1 second. So this is a complicated book cover. I had it specifically designed for this book. I warned y'all about my TBR, didn't I? So yeah. So this is something. This book is old. It's been used a lot and whatever. Oh, this book is like, I don't know how old this book is. Probably about 9 years old. Oh wow. But yeah. So this is the book and the book cover. This is a little complicated. All of this had to be made up, layered. The font was created. It's not a typical font. So you have to pay for fonts. I don't know if you use a standard font, you'll probably do okay. But other than that, you do have to pay for fonts. Let me put this back up here. And yeah. So yeah. This is what you call kind of basic. You can tweak it, you can change the colors, but it's almost cookie cutter. Okay, this is what I would kind of call cookie cutter. Like it already has a layout. You just go through and personalize it and make it your own. This is what you'll find on KDP. Standard, very standard book cover designs that, like I said, you can kind of tweak and make it your own. Instead of the sun rising, you could have put a house right there. Okay, you could have added raindrops. You could have put a mountain back there with a horizon coming up. Like there are things that you can do to it, but it's going to pretty much be non-customized. This is customized. Okay, the different colors, the metal hands, the color of the book, all of the aesthetics that make it more visually pleasing. And it depends on the type of book you're writing. For me, if you're doing a how-to book or something like that, or a workbook, or if you just want to keep it plain and simple, just go for something like that. If you want to do it dramatic, you're going to have to pay for that. Okay, you're going to have to find somebody to pay for that. And with BM, our company, we have a third party resource. We can source you someone to do you a customized book cover, or you can pay us as well to just design a pretty a basic book cover, like a cookie cutter book cover. And it's up to you, totally up to you. But let's keep going. Okay. So make sure it's a book cover design, which is if you were to take your book and open it up and turn it face down, right? And open your book and turn the words down, and you will see the whole book cover, the front and the back. It'll be reversed, but you will see the whole book cover. Okay? Okay, so I need you guys to understand this. When you have a book cover design, because some of us like to go to Canva. Canva is good, but Canva is not going to. Now you can create a whole layout in book cover in Canva, because Canva allows you to customize size. Okay, if you are not a professional and you don't know how to add a gap margin and all of that, I wouldn't advise you to try to make a book cover. That's just plain. That's just what it is. Because you have to make sure when you create a book cover, it has to be this whole flat piece right here. Because they're going to take this whole flat part, right? The flat one sheet has to turn into a book cover, right? So if you create a book cover, this is an 8.5 by 11. So if you create a standard 8.5 by 11 and then try to make it the book cover for this book, look what you have here. It's not going to cover the book. You're going to have a lot of edge out, right? On both sides. So an 8.5 by 11, and this is this book is a 5.5 by 8.5. I think it's like a half a sheet or something like that. I can't remember. But the bottom line is a professional book cover is made to wrap all the way around the book, including the spine. The spine is decided by the number of sheets that's in the book. It tells you how much room you're going to need to have a spine to wrap around that book and fully cover the front and fully cover the back. So don't try to do a book cover yourself if you don't know what you're doing. Because when you get ready to upload that to KDP, it is not going to be an acceptable file. it's going to be too short or too long or too wide or too high, too high, height, width, something is going to be off. So my suggestion is pay us to do it, or uh, hire us to do it, and we'll get a third party to create your book cover for you, unless you have somebody who can do it. If not, KDP is going to kick it out. And I only know about KDP. I don't know what other people do. I'm just talking about my experience and what I've used in the past. Okay. Got it? All right. We good? We good? Okay.
That is what you need to create. A whole book jacket, a whole book cover. What's on the front, the spine, and the back is all one layout. Okay? And you have to have it laid out correctly based on the number of pages that are in the book, because they're going to have to go, the book cover is going to have to be set up to cover the back of the book, all of the pages that are stacked up, and then flip to the front of the book. So that requires a professional. Unless you know how to create a PDF file that will be folded and measured correctly to cover the full surface of your book without being cut off or too short. So it can't be too long, it can't be too short, it can't be too high. So I would leave it up to the professionals. Again, when you plug your information into KDP and you create your own book cover, their platform, their app is designed to do all the measuring for you. Okay? But just know that is something we can assist you with. So then you have your editing, your proofreading, your layout, your typesetting, and your uploading, and all of the bells and whistles that come with writing a book. It can get really expensive. I have paid $800, $836 for editing. They are going to judge your work by the number of words that are in the book, not the number of pages. Well, the number of pages too, yeah. Number of pages and number of words. That's how they're going to determine the price to edit, proofread, and do all the things they do to the body of your book.
And let me just say this. I paid $800 and something, and that was a discount. Yeah. The book that I just helped my client with, the person who was going to proofread and edit it and do whatever they were going to do to it, it was $385, and that was at a discount. So when you're writing a book, just understand there are expenses. And you need someone to copyright, edit, and go through your whole book, and we're going to talk about that later. So just put you some money to the side. Okay, it's not going to be a free ride, and you're going to have to invest. You're going to have to invest in yourself. Okay.
Okay, to all the contents of your book. So you make sure that you understand that. So it's a process. I know. It is a process. Okay. What type of book are you writing? You need to know if it's fiction, nonfiction, self-help, or how-to. That's just going to help guide you in your style of writing. Okay? And to know what type of book you are creating. Number 2, it's going to sound strange to you, but listen up. Never trust a book. Okay? You're like, never trust a book? What does that mean? Every book needs to be worked. Don't trust your eyes to do the work. Okay? When you are writing a book, you have all the confidence in the world. Everything sounds great. Everything seems to, be in synchrony. Everything seems to be perfect. Someone else, a professional, or someone else can read that book and point out 10 different errors before they read 3 pages. Don't be alarmed. That's just how it is. You can literally write your book. You can write a whole entire chapter, walk away for 2 or 3 days, come back and read that chapter. There will be a lot of redundancy. You're repeating yourself in 3 different ways. You're saying the same thing be like, what was I doing? What was I thinking? It's typical. When you're writing a book, you can get a little, kind of like brain fog, or you can be putting out so much information and typing that you're really not paying attention to what you're saying. So it happens to the best of the best of the best. Professional work saves time and money. Editing is a professional's job. I do not edit. I do not proofread. I do a little cover designing. I don't do layout. I don't do typesetting. I'm not checking for errors, grammar, syntax, none of that. That's not what I do. I help you by facilitating you in terms of getting your book done, in terms of you getting it completed. I make sure that all of the work that needs to be done to your book is done and is done correctly. We do work with third-party vendors. So that is my job as a self-publishing book consultant. The fourth thing is, what can you DIY? What can you do yourself? You're going to have to write your book unless you hire a ghostwriter. And even if you hire a ghostwriter, you have to let them know what you want them to write. So you're going to write your book, so you're in total control of that. And then you're going to hire a professional to do the editing and the proofreading unless you're skilled to do that. And then the last part is you're going to self-publish your book. Anybody can self-publish their book on KDP, or again, we offer those services. We can upload your manuscript and we can upload your cover and put it all together and set up your complete account. And the only thing you will have to do is change your password after we set up your account. We're going to make it super easy for you. So if time is an issue and you don't want to sit there and set up a whole KDP account, we will do that for you. We will send you a request for information, and all you have to do is fill in the answers. We will then take that information and we will create an Amazon account for you, a KDP account for you. Your book will already be uploaded, your manuscript will already be there, and we will order you 2 author's copies of your book so that you can get your book and you can go through the book and give the other book to someone else to go through, and then you will highlight any errors that you find. And then we'll have to try again, or you will have to try again to upload it once the errors are fixed. Okay? I highly recommend that. When you upload your book to KDP and it goes, yay, your book is uploaded, you are now ready to, go live on Amazon with your book and make your book available to the public. Before you do that, order copies of your book and go through that book with a fine-tooth comb, because there could be errors. Sometimes the files become corrupted. Sometimes letters shift. Sometimes the page shifts. It's all types of weird stuff, because this is how the digital world works. So I would say get 2 copies, give 1 copy to someone else to read, and you read a copy yourself. Have a highlighter in your hand and a pen. And make sure everything is correct. All right, let's see what we have here next. Okay, uploading to KDP. When you get to KDP to set up your account, it's going to ask you for certain pertinent information. Information that hopefully you've taken good notes and you will be able to just type it in and input the information. Again, if you would like for us to upload your work to KDP, all you have to do is reach out to us and we will send you an invoice and we will get right on it. And you don't have to waste any more time. In KDP, they will offer you an ISBN if you don't already have one. Your book cover options, so you will need a book cover for your ebook and you will need a book cover for your printed book. If you're not doing an ebook, don't worry about it. Okay? The second part is when you're uploading to KDP, your table of contents have to be done correctly. Okay? So again, when it comes to all of the editing and all of that, You need to make sure your table of contents is correct and it's in a format that will be acceptable to KDP. So you need to know the title of your book, subtitle if you're going to use one. You need to have a description of your book. I would just use whatever you put on the back of the book. Maybe you put it about the author on the back of the book. I would use that, but you really need to be describing the book, like what the book is about. So it's like a summary of your book. So I would use that. And then you're gonna have to name the category that your book is in, whether it's poetry, fiction, whether it's romance, horror, how-to, education, all types of things. So you'll have to know like the categories, all the names of the authors that contributed to the book. If it's just you, then it's just you. Then you will need bank account information because when someone purchases the book, Amazon has to pay you your royalties. You need to know the number of pages, if I'm not mistaken. You need to have an IEN or your social security number, publication date, etc. Now, when it comes to your personal information, like your bank account and social security number, I will be on the phone with you if I'm doing this for you. We will be live. I will plug your information in. I do not write it down. I do not keep a record. Once I am complete, I will delete your account from my computer, and you will change your password, okay? So what a lot of people will do, they will change their password before I start working with them. They will change their Amazon password. They will give me that new password. I will use the new password. And then after I'm done, they will change back to their regular password. Okay, let me go over that again. Set up a new password just for me to use. After I'm done using that password and setting up your KDP account, then you cancel the password that I use and go back to your old password if Amazon allows you to do that. That's what I suggest. I've never done that before. Normally, I just create a password and I create the account, and then once I'm done creating the account, I don't have your password. I'm not going back to your account to do anything. I used to work in fraud at the bank, and yeah, I do not play with people's money because IP address tracking can really be done. So I'm not interested. This is why I work, so I have my own money. So with that being said, we'll be on the phone live. I do not save or write down any of your information. It's done right there on the spot, and I back out of it. Once I'm out of the account, once I put the information in, even if I go back into the account, it will not show me all the numbers to your account. It won't have them displayed in any kind of way. It only have like the last 4 digits. So, just so you'll understand that. Have your notes ready, have all your information ready. And again, if I set up your KD account, I'm going to request all the information and you just plug it in. I will not ask you for your social security number, IEN number, or bank account number, and you will never have to put that in. That will be done live, okay? It will be done live on a live call, on a video call, okay? I sell life insurance as well. I do not keep anyone's information on file, on paper. So, and I don't keep a digital copy of it either. So I just don't do that. It always is on a live Zoom call or a live Google Meet call or something like that. All right, so check your manuscript and book cover. Make sure files are KDP acceptable. The next thing. So you can go over the summary of what you learned. You should have learned how to actually get the right.
Okay, so I'm going to take you to KDP really quickly, just so you can see what it looks like, so you won't be intimidated by it. So let me just share my screen for 1 second. I'm going to stop sharing that screen. I'm going to show you what KDP looks like. So let me do a little plug and play here. All right, so this is KDP, and kind of close for you guys on the live. I'll try to get it at an angle where you can kind of see what's going on. Sorry about that. So it has language, and this is on one of my books. Book title, then you got your subtitle, series, like if it's a volume one, whatever. Author, if you got additional authors, it's gonna ask you for that. Contributors, then you have your description, publishing rights, primary audience, categories, keywords you like to use, pre-order, and I'm in my actual KDP. And then it's going to ask you some additional questions as well. Kindle book, e-cover, your manuscript. You're going to have to upload your manuscript, okay? And that needs to be in the correct form or it will not be acceptable. Kindle ebook cover. If you're doing an ebook, I recommend you do an ebook. Now they ask you if there's any AI generated content. Kindle ebook preview, Kindle ebook ISBN. Now KDP will they will generate an ISBN number if you don't have one. So don't worry about that. What's next? Let me see if it's going to give me what's next. Oh, that's okay. So it thought I wanted to set up an ebook. I don't want to set up an ebook. So this is KDP. So Kindle Direct Publishing, KDP, Amazon. This is for printed books and ebooks as well. If you upload a ebook, it's different. It's set up different than a book that you want to get printed. So that's two different formats, okay? A ebook needs to be set up properly and it's different than a printed book. Okay? All right. All I know is I get the files and I upload them. I don't know how they do it. I don't know what the differences are. That's not my lane. So I try to stay out of lanes that are not my lane. Okay. Let me go back over here to share my screen though. I'm looking for I'm looking for this. So we can wrap this up. And thanks for being on the live. If you missed the live, be on the replay.
Done because some people get frustrated. Like, when do I write? I get writer's block. A lot of that comes from not setting aside time to actually write.
We're going to skip through that.
Okay. Of the book, and that you're completing your milestones and checking the boxes. And then uploading your files to KDP. So, kind of easy breezy, just covering everything we just went through. All right, so then you need to check your understanding. Pretty much the same thing. Write the book, put it all together, upload the finished product. Do you know your book components? I'm going to send you a list. You really don't have to remember it because I'm going to send you a list if you request the list. You can do this, okay? I did it. You can do it. I've spoke in conferences all over the world. I've been on panels. I've been featured in articles. So I did it by myself I didn't even have a webinar. I had to learn it all on my own. But I'm here guiding you, right? I'm here providing you with the information you need to be successful. So you won't have to struggle and waste time like I did, okay? And then you won't be missing parts and then you got to send it back and da-da-da-da-da. No. You're going to get through this process, and it is a process, okay? Follow your schedule and check the boxes as you go. LIBM is always here to help you, okay? LIBM is one of my subsidiary companies, and as a book consultant, this is what we do. So I am always here to help you. You can always reach out via text message or you can submit email, and from there we can set up a call if need be, okay? But trust me, I am here to help you. Thank you for listening. Reach out for any questions. There's my phone number listed. Please text. Do not call me. Please send a text message initially, okay? And then you can always email me, okay? If you don't hear from me, if you email me and don't hear from me, text me. If you text me and don't hear from me, email me. You should be doing both, okay? To make sure the person gets your message. Just like a little follow-up, a little tag. So there's my information. Here's a little bit of what we offer. We offer a full consultation where we will review your book cover, your book content in preparation for KDP Amazon upload. That's $75. If you feel totally confident that you got everything right and you're ready to go, it's actually $65 for us just to upload KDP acceptable files, including your book cover and manuscript to KDP Amazon. If we design your book cover within KDP, then there is an additional fee of $50 to $75. It just depends. We are here to help you facilitate getting your book self-published, right? This is all about self-publishing services. We do not offer any book formatting, editing, typesetting. We don't do any of that, but we do help you get the work done. Sometimes there are extra fees associated with getting all of those extra things done. We will send you a separate invoice for that. But just for facilitating the work, we do charge a fee of $385. And trust me, that is a very good bargain, okay? We will make sure every step is covered to ensure your book is ready to be placed on KDP Amazon. KDP books can be printed and sold, okay? You can also print author's copies, as many as you would like, and they only charge you for the printing, okay? You do have to pay a shipping fee, but it's normally very low, very low. In comparison to other websites and all of that, I'm going to say KDP is about average, and sometimes it's below what others charge. Now, if you know anything about KDP, KDP actually bought the rights to Ingram or some other printing services that used to be up and running years ago. I think it was Ingram Sparks or something like that. But they used to be the one who were really out here for authors, right? They did your printing, they did everything. Well, it was an acquisition. Basically, Amazon bought that whole company that was like number one in book printing and doing all the things, the editing, everything. So Amazon bought them out, and that is why they offer those services today. It's been like that for years now. So Amazon is pretty unique in that it offers the KDP platform, and you can have your books printed from there. Like you can buy author's copies that you can have when you have your book signing. So something to think about. You're more than welcome to check and see, who else offers what at what price. But all I can speak on is KDP. My books cost about $5 a pop, and shipping is normally like so inexpensive. It's like, I don't know, $15 or something like that. And I can order like, I don't know, 20 books or something like that. So it's very inexpensive in my opinion. On average, it's right there with the rest of those who have services available. Okay? So again, thank you for listening. This is my contact information. And if you have any questions, reach out, and I will send you a kind of a checklist for KDP. But you only get that after you say that you need me to actually upload your information to KDP. Okay, that's when you get that. So when you email me, you will get the replay of the webinar. You will get your daily achievement list or your weekly achievements. It's daily and weekly. So you will get the LIBM daily achievement list and weekly list. And you will receive your book content page so you can check off everything that you have as you're putting this book together. So you will be successful. All right? Thank you for listening. This is Kathleen, your self-publishing author and consultant. Okay? Let's get it done. We got this. You can do this. I did it. You can do it too. Make sure you share this webinar with your friends, families, and others. Refer me, okay? Refer us to others who would like this information. Feel free to share this webinar, okay? You can post it on your Facebook page, any social media. Thank you kindly for doing that, okay? All right. That's going to end it for today. Bye bye.
Okay, so right before you go, give me 1 second. All right before you go, I do want to show you what these weekly sheets look like. So I'm going to share my screen again, take you through all the things that you will receive. And first up is this. So this is what your weekly and it won't be green looking like this. For some, I don't know what I did to my screen, but I did something to my screen. So this will be your book writing goal sheets. As you can see, it has week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. You have your affirmations you can write on the side. Remind yourself of why you're writing this book. You can take notes on the side, and you can print off as many of these as you need. We want you to be successful, and this is a good way to track all of your activity and keep you motivated. So when you send me your geez, what am I trying to say? When you text or send me your email information, your phone number, and your name, we are going to send you this. This is one of your freebies, okay? This is one of your freebies you will receive. So, I did something weird. Okay. This is one of your freebies that you will receive. I'm going to put a little thing here, text only. Don't call me. Do not call me, because if your number is not saved in my phone, I'm not answering. If I don't have a name, I'm not answering. Text me first. Okay? Text first or email. There you go. All right. So you can text or send us an email. We'll send you this freebie for self-publishing. The next thing we will we'll be sending you as a freebie is, let me see if I can find it. Got a window here. All right, this is for you to keep track of all of your book components. So what will happen is when you're writing your book, people leave these things out. So we don't want you to leave out your title page, your publication page. I got title page on there twice. Okay, it don't matter. Title page with author's name if you want to. Dedication page, your preface optional, introduction optional, forward optional, acknowledgement. I left that out, but you can add an acknowledgement page. The body of your work cited. Okay, about the author, closing publication page, your back cover, summary, or about the book. Okay, so you can you'll receive this freebie, because make sure you have every part to your book, because if you don't, it's not a complete book. Okay, you want all of your copyrights. Okay, so all of this information is all about copyrights. If somebody infringes on your book, steals your book idea, whatever the case may be, this is your record of facts, if you will. Okay, so make sure you have all of this information. Finally, I want to go over the numbers one more time, because I want you to know what you are getting. And thanks for joining this live, by the way. And we're almost done. Okay, so I'm going to share this page with you. So this is our list of our self-publishing services that we offer. You just saw this. It's $75 for a second consultation. You get 15 minutes free, which most of the time it runs way over. I try to keep it at 15 minutes. It's just for me to kind of pick your brain and see where you are. So the first initial consultation is free, normally runs about 15 to 30 minutes. Sometimes we go over. That's okay. It's free. It's free. It's free. Don't worry about it. I really want you to get you to the place where you can self-publish your book. Okay, so the second consultation is $75. We will review your book cover, your book content in preparation for KDP and Amazon upload. Okay. If you feel confident and you know you have all the parts of your book, it's been proofread, edited, it's to your satisfaction, and you're ready to move forward, it's $65 for me to upload your book to KDP. As far as facilitating the whole thing, like helping you get your book together and all the parts and basically hand in hand. I'm walking you through this hand in hand. It's $385. Okay, so this you'll get this along with your freebie. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, reach out to me. You can email me or text message. Send me a text message first and I will respond. Okay, hopefully you learned a lot from this webinar. I tried to give you as much information as I possibly could. And let me tell you something. Look, let me tell you something. You can be a successful author just like I am, okay? No need in you living your life without fulfilling your dreams. As you can see behind me, those are some Black authors. We have Tasha Piggy, I think her name is. She did an amazing journal. I have a copy of their journal. I actually use that journal. Right here, we have Tara Shepherd. I think she's a state representative now, but that's one of her books, In Their Voices. It talks about ACEs, which are adverse childhood um, effects of adverse childhood, something like that. Very good, very good. Get it. And then that's my book, the body book, right there. Another Black author, Black Fatherhood. So yeah, they did it, I did it, and you can do it too. Thanks for watching this live. Have a great and amazing day. My name is Kathleen Hearod, and I am your author and consultant for self-publishing. You can check out any of my books at your local library, or you can order them on Amazon. My name is Kathleen Hearod, as you can see. They are at your local library. So if you ever wanted to check out my books, just ask your local librarian to get you a copy to your said library. All right. All right. Have an amazing day. And thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys the next time. 1 second here. I want to end with my information on the screen if y'all don't mind. Do, 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 do.